The SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water follows our heroes from the TV show who now live in an incredibly outraged apocalyptic world due to the loss of the Krabby Patty formula, and it is now in their hands to come together and save the day. And the film does go beyond from both an outrageous and emotional perspective to really become a grand adventure. From an emotionally resonant perspective, you get to see an unlikely friendship take place that holds great stead through the course of the film, which promotes positive ideas of teamwork that by the end of it, through all the conflict, really has an incredibly powerful payoff, which is satisfying to witness in this incredibly, dare I say, trippy adventure. I feel like there's no better word to really describe the events that occur in the film, considering the fact that after a point one might believe that the film might be approaching its end, but then you realize it's barely began, and it pushes the boundaries to go the extra mile. Not just in being outrageous and having certain elements of humor and maturity that really do work well, but definitely taking the zaniness and bizarreness, something that the show is incredibly well known for, to a whole other level. It's strange to liken this film to David Fincher's Gone Girl, a film that certainly felt like it was pushing the boundaries and had reached a certain end point, but then goes far beyond that, 10 steps further than anyone could have imagined. And while it's to promote cynicism and almost a psychological form of horror in that film, in this film it's to promote comedy, leaving me either laughing or with my jaw all the way on the floor. Albeit some of the elements of humor do feel rather unnecessary and don't necessarily work within the grander scheme of the film. And there are a few emotionally driven moments that seem rather obvious from a character's perspective, in the sense that one can certainly predict where an emotional arc will begin and end, and how it will begin and end, as compared to the plot that occurs in the film, which is far more unpredictable, and I certainly believe for all the right reasons. Ultimately, the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water is a film with far more dimensions than I certainly expected. Rather, it's more complex in actually balancing all the elements it consists of. Using self-referential humor to its advantage, it manages to create and once again bring about the silliness that the show does possess, that I believe a fan and even a non-fan of the show can certainly enjoy, wrapped up in a non-stop action-packed thrilling adventure. A film that in pushing the boundaries pushes itself to my favorite film of the year so far. I'm going to give the film a double yes.